Hamsa Parirajikati Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Stotra Sata Shri Srimada's Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sikho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I think a prayer will be done by the kids. Go ahead. All together or one by one? All together. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I can see it. When start our
Thanks. Hello, Kantimati. What's the problem? Namaste. Kesha Rupa Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Narari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Nasimade Jaya Nasimade Jaya Singwade Jaya Nasimade Jaya Nalan Mara Jaya Nalan Mara Jaya Rama Jaya Rama Prahlada Jaya 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 Prabha Prabhupada Jaya Prabhu Prabhupada Haribol Tagora Haribol. Don't sing it now, don't sing. You questioned me. Yay! 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 Do that. Yay! 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 Yay!
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Thank you all dear devotees for coming today, joining the most auspicious appearance day celebration of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are so most fortunate. We are so fortunate that so you all can come together and hear the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is not possible. So we'll see today the significance or who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So today we are celebrating the first day and tomorrow is the second day, an actual day. So we have scheduled so many wonderful programs and everybody can participate. Don't miss out. This is the most wonderful time. Very important time that in our life that we come across this opportunity to associate with the devotees and participate in the appearance celebrations of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have, this will be a short class and there'll be after drama and then dances and few programs. So then considering the time, so we'll directly go to the details of the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So everybody can fold your hands and repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीम्। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So everybody can also raise your hands, few things like this. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Also one prayer for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayade Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradrishe Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So we are going to celebrate, and we all know that the most auspicious Mahavadanyaya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many times we heard about it, the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Supreme Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's not different. But many times people ask this question, that how is it possible? We never heard about. There is no reference in the scripture. And this is just some people brought up this and everybody follows it. Is there any sense? Is there any truth in it? Many people ask for it. How should we believe? So this generally people many times ask this and everybody. So today we will cover a little bit on that topic. How Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord himself. So we all know that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was a pure Vaishnava devotee of the Lord. At the age of 96, that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was compiled a book called Chaitanya Charitamrita. At that age. So we can imagine that when we are at the age of 97, what would be our condition? What should be our position? We can't even think anything. But Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is compiled by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, which was instructed by Sri Nityananda Prabhu, left home and went to Vrindavan and met all the disciples of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was wondering what to write and how to write. So where should I start and should I write or not? And it was discussing and asking this with many devotees, and still Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami didn't convince that to write this, the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami went ahead and went to Radha Madan Mohanji. So we know that there is a temple in Vrindavan is known as Radha Madan Mohanji. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wanted to seek the permission and also get the blessings. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami went ahead of and in front of the lordships and prayed to the Lord, what should I do? Whether I should compile, whether I should start, write or not. Immediately, there was a garland on the neck of the deities, immediately fall down and fall on the neck of Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So everybody was there. Sri Rupa Goswami was there. Sanatana Goswami was there. Everybody was there. They were applauded. and said, see, this is Krishna's desire. The Lord desires you have to write, you have to compile this. So that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, by the instructions of Nityananda Prabhu, none other than the Balaram, and also the Supreme Lord himself is instructing Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami started to compile at that age, remember that. And it was written, mentioned that I was not writing. This was Gopal, the Krishna was instructing me to write. So here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentioning and referring lots of scriptures in the Adi Leela of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. From the first chapter onwards in the Adi Leela, it was explained about the appearance of the Supreme Lord, how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the Adi Leela 2.9, second chapter, 9th verse in the Adi Leela, it is mentioned that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writing, Nanda Suda Baliyan Re Bhagavade Gai Se Krishna Avadrna Chaitanya Gosani. The translation of it. He whom Srimad Bhagavatam describes as the son Nanda Maharaj has descended to earth as Lord Chaitanya. So there itself, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami himself writing this. In the further, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami further mentioning, Seida Govinda Sakshat Chaitanya Gosani Jiva Nischaride Aiche Dayalu Aranai. That Govinda personally appears as Chaitanya Gosai. No other Lord is as merciful in delivering the fallen souls. Then further, it is mentioned that. And then there are a few more verses like that and referring and quoting so much of scriptures like Skanda Purana, Vayu Purana, and then Vaishambhayana Muni in Srimad Bhagavatam itself, it's mentioned that. Anybody knows that in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, it is mentioned that the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anybody knows that the verse? In Chaitanya, in Srimad Bhagavatam, anybody knows the verse? Krishna Varnam, Pankashva Parshadam, Yajnai Sankirtana Prayar, Ajandihi Sumedasa. Krishna Varnam, in Srimad Bhagavatam also referred. Krishna Varnam, Krishna Akrishnam. Krishna means the blackish. Krishna Varnam, Krishna Akrishnam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will appear in the non-blackish color. That means other color than Krishna the black, and Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears thus in the golden color. Krishna Varnam Drisha Agrishnam Sango Pangarsha Parshadam. With all his associate and Parshad, close associates, appear in this world. Sango Pangarsha Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtana Prayar will reach to that point the external reasons for the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Yajnai Sankirtana Prayar, in order to establish the Sankirtana Yajna, the Yuga Dharma, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will appear, and one who is intelligence can understand this, and Lord himself appears. And in that thought, sometimes what Lord appears in the different yugas, and then Lord thinks that Yuga Dharma Pravartvanama Sankirtana Chari Bhava Bhakti Diya Nachamo Bhuvana. I shall personally inaugurate the religion of age. This is Krishna was thinking. Nama Sankirtana, the congregational chanting of the holy name. I shall make the world dance in ecstasy, realizing the four mellows of loving devotional service. So, in this way, there are so many places Krishna says that there may be many, all auspicious incarnations of the personality of Godhead, but who other than Lord Krishna can bestow love of God upon the surrendered souls? So, Krishna appears in one day of Brahma. And also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appeared one day of Brahma. So 500 years ago, the Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in that one day of Brahma immediately after the Krishna's appearance. So this is a golden avatar. This is the most auspicious avatar, most auspicious incarnation of the Lord. And that's why it's mentioned that we are so fortunate. We are so fortunate to have the association of the Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also, as you all know, that the Gaur Leela is still going on. Gaur Leela started 500 years ago, and Gaur Leela will be there for next 10,000 years. And this is the golden period, and it's mentioned that even from the other ages, people are taking birth in this age of this golden period of time, just to associate with this Gaur Leela, just to associate with the holy name. And from the other planetary systems, inhabitants of other planetary systems are taking birth in this world just to have the association of the holy name, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in this pastimes of Gaur Leela. So like that, there are many, many reasons which is mentioned that. So in the Adi Leela also, which is mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in order to establish the Yuga Dharma. So we know that in the Bhagavad Gita, which is explains that Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam sajamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline of religious principle, oh Arjuna, I discern myself in order to re-establish the religious principle dharma. So we know that 500 years ago in this Bharata Varsha, that what was the conditions of the people. They were so much indulged in so many other activities called apasambradaya. They don't know what is to be done and what not to be done. Everything in the name of the Lord, they put everything, and they don't know what is the real meaning of devotion, what is the meaning of scripture, how to perform the devotional service, what is the meaning of all these various aspects of the devotional aspect. They don't know. Everybody come up with some kinds of cult and some kinds of, some ways of worshipping the Lord. Everybody can be in a different way. And because of why? There are so much of this Mayavad philosophy was so much spread around. So they say everything is God. So I am also God. You are also God. So then you can do anything you want. So Advaita Acharya saw this. Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu and Sadashiv. And saw these conditions of the people around the world, that they are in the name of the Lord, they don't know what they are doing. So Sri Advaita Acharya prayed to the Supreme Lord. Only you can change. You can only give this love of the Godhead. You only can give this the real path of the devotion, the meaning of the scriptures, the purpose of the devotional aspects and purpose of the human being. Otherwise, everybody going in different directions. And we can see that even if you go back to India and see that, how many people are really understanding the meaning of the scriptures. How many of you or other people nowadays, especially if you go back to, different places, how many of has that the real scriptures of Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam? Very rare, very rare. Even though they have, do they read the Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam? How many of your family members do that? Can you raise at least somebody? It's very hardly few, right? They don't even they have these wonderful scriptures. And on top of that, they don't have any kind of, instructions or details that how to perform the devotional aspects, devotional services. So then what happened? Advaita Acharya was seeing this. The conditions of the people around the world, they don't know what they are doing. And there are people, they don't know what they are doing. They're completely, devoured by their consciousness with the different ways of, different logics and different understanding. They don't know what exactly that who is, and they don't even know who is the God, who is the Supreme Lord. And nowadays there is a concept, some people come and ask, you have many gods. You have thousands of gods. You have millions of gods. And people ask you that, who is your God? Who is your Lord, whom you are worshipping? You don't have a proper answer, isn't it? You don't have a proper answer whom I am worshipping. So here, Advaita Acharya is seeing the same reason. So prayed to the Supreme Lord, and every day Advaita Acharya was praying to the Supreme Lord, offering the tulasi leaves and the Ganges water to the Shalagram Shila. There Krishna heard this voice of Sri Advaita Acharya. Krishna manifested in this world, and Krishna appeared in order to establish this Yuga Dharma. That is what is Yajna Sankirtana prayer. This is the external reason of the appearance of the Supreme Lord. There are so many scriptures referred this in many thousands years ago. Even at the time of Krishna Leela, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also showed this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form to Narada Dev. Narada Dev requested that you are going to appear. And Chaitanya, I wanted to see that golden form. And in the Krishna Leela also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that the beautiful form of the golden form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Narada Dev. Like we can see that in the scriptures throughout the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentioning that in many situations, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also is that golden form, that the combined form of Radha and Krishna to many devotees. And one point of time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his Shadbhuj form. 6 hand forms to, anybody knows that whom Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed this Shadbhuj form, 6 hand forms to the devotees? Color? Who is that? Anybody knows? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Anybody else? Anybody else? Ramananda Rai, but not the Shadbhuj form. Of course, Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his Radha, combined form of Radha and Krishna. Which Brahman? No, not the Shadbhuj form. Lord showed the Shadbhuj form, the 6-handed form, to Nityananda Prabhu. Of course, when there is a Mahapragashna Leela. And also after 2 years of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back from the South India trip, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed the Shadbhuj form to the king of the Puri, Prataprudra. King Prataprudra also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed these 6-hand forms to devotees like this, and especially Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that time was the greatest scholar which was revealed in the scripture, greatest scholars. When he was the Pandit of the king, Puri king, Prataprudra, King Prataprudra. Nobody can defeat. He was very scholarly and he was the one of the topmost, like when we, for an example, we can compare like, nowadays like a pop. So he was a pop of that, the Brahmavadi, that Sampradaya, the Advaitavadi Sampradaya. He was the top of, one of the top of the Pandit and the scholar. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared and sees Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya received Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, seeing the effulgence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya thought that I would teach this Brahmavad, this Mayavad philosophy to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was reciting and talking about all these various philosophies and scholarly philosophies to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just listening, and this is another wonderful aspects of a devotee, just listening and not, provoking and provoking, and just listening. And then days passed, a week passed, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was wondering whether Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is understanding anything or he just listening, just simply sitting there. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, are you hearing? Are you hearing? Yes, I am understanding. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked, are you understanding? Yes, I am understanding, but I can understand the Bhagavatam and the scriptures, but your interpretation I cannot understand. So here Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya just shaken. And he was a great scholar. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to speak one by one and breaking the philosophy of that interpretation of Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And days passed and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was just listening. And there was a verse of Atma Ram. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was compiling these words about the Supreme Lord Atma Ram. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to compile in the many ways, 64 types of the Atmaram verse, the different meanings of these Atmaram verses. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya stunned with this, how should I understand this personality? So then very confidentially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed this Shadbhuj form to at the last. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya could see that in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed this 6-hand forms to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So anybody knows that what is this 6 forms or 6 hands, Shadbhuj form? Anybody knows? Who actually manifested in this 6 Shadbhuj form? Rama, Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So what was the Rama? How it's represented? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was holding the bows and arrow. So that represents Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than the Lord Ram. And what else? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the other 2 hands was holding the flute. So he is Krishna himself. And then also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself holding the danda and the kamandalu as a sannyasi. So representing as a sannyasi, as a devotee. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking, I should exhibit this path of bhakti. So people are so much indulged into this Purushartha, Dharma, Artha and Kama Moksha. But the meaning of Dharma, Artha, Kama Moksha to come to the liberated state. But people are taking only two in between. What is that? Artha and Kama. People are so much indulged in two things. Instead of Purushartha, they are having this Kama, Artha, Kama and Artha. They are always. And they are not even coming, and it's actually not helping anybody to attain the purpose of this human form of life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving this pure path, the pure meaning of that, what a person is supposed to do. So here, in that context, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there was a great discussions between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happened in the banks of Godavari. And there was a detailed discussions about the various levels of what a person is supposed to do. And that if anybody has, there is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a section that the discussion between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ramananda Rai almost double the age of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a great respect for Ramananda Rai. And also in the confidential pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well as Ramananda Rai is none other than the Vishakha Devi. Vishakha Devi is appeared as Ramananda Rai. This is what it is mentioned that Yajnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajandihi Sumedasa Parshada. Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes with the Parshadas in the Krishna Leela. They were all there. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, all the close associates of Krishna also manifested as the various other close associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Swarup Damodar Prabhu is appeared as Lalita Devi. And Ramananda Rai appeared as Sri Vishakha Devi. And there are so many other devotees like that. They all appeared and manifested along with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here there is a great conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. And then come to that final point of that, what is the ultimate means? What is the ultimate of the path of bhakti? So Sri Ramananda Rai was saying that Madhuri Ojjvala Rasa, that is the ultimate, and one has to come to that platform of that pure loving devotion to the Supreme. That is the meaning, that is the purpose, that is the existence of all the living being. So here, that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his combined form of Sri Radha and Krishna to Sri Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai fell unconscious just seeing this beautiful form of Sri Radha and Krishna combined together as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there are so many other places when Nityananda Prabhu came from Vrindavan to Navadip. And as soon as Nityananda Prabhu appeared in the and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was about to give the offering, the puja to Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu insisted that worship, I am not to be worshipped. You are the one to be worshipped. You are the one, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the one to be worshipped. And this is the time also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then after great conversation between, no, you have to be worshipped. Then Nityananda Prabhu said, no, you have to be worshipped. So there was little discussions like that. Nityananda Prabhu agreed and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally agreed. And this is the time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his Shadbhuj form and the complete form. This is called Mahapragashana Leela. Mahapragashana Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealing himself who he is. And we know that when Haridas Thakur was beaten 22 marketplaces, and that time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that Mahapragashana Leela, oh Haridas, when all these soldiers were beating you, I was the one who actually receiving all that beatings. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his back, look at my back. I am the one who is received it. And I was completely with Haridas Thakur when Haridas Thakur beaten up in the market. That Mahapragashana Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving all these various, and Murari Gupta and Dukhi, there are so many devotees were there. And in that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealing each and every one of in their past Leela, in the Krishna Leela, and also revealing who you are. And there are many instances like that. We know that the Keshav Kashmiri, he was a Digvijay Pandit, and he was actually going around, he was great scholar and going around and defeating everybody in his debate. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just 16 years old, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Keshava Kashmiri came. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, and then he was challenging everybody. Is there anybody who can come with me, who can come and debate with me? So Keshava Kashmiri was going around, and this time humbly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came forward. I will try my level best. And Keshava Kashmiri saw that this little child is going to argue with me in the debate. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I will humbly try. So then Keshava Kashmiri started to compile a poem, a poem of on glorifying about the mother Ganges. So Keshava Kashmiri was keep going like 9 verses, 10 verses, and different types. And this is the time Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was compiled the glories of Mother Ganges in so many ways. So now, and also pointed out the fault of the Keshava Kashmiri's compilation of the glorification of Mother Ganges. And here, that time, and completely, accepted that the defeat from the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Keshava Kashmiri went, and Keshava Kashmiri was worshipping Mother Saraswati, a very personal worship, and anything that he has to do, he has to go and worship Mother Saraswati. And Keshava Kashmiri went back to Mother Saraswati and told and requested Mother Saraswati, what happened? I was always worship you, I always trust you, I have a very great confidence in me that because of you always shower mercy upon me. So Mother Saraswati said to Keshava Kashmiri that this is my Lord. I am the eternal servant of my Supreme Lord. How can I actually defeat that my eternal servant? I am always ready to give the service to my Supreme Lord. How can I then, put yourself in front of my Lord? So then Keshava Kashmiri understood that this is none other than the Supreme Lord. And next day, Keshava Kashmiri came back and fell at the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and requested and begged for the forgiveness. So dear devotees, there are so many instances like that. But the main process of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is give us that how one can attain, how one has to follow, what is the real path of bhakti. And what is see so many ways people understand, so many ways people come in, but there is a simple process, especially in the age of Kali, there is a very simple process that one can come to that real path of bhakti. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited this and compiled this, and he is the Supreme Lord. And he has so many, he can combine volumes of books he can compile with such a volume, such a knowledge. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu compiled 8 verses. Anybody knows that what are the verses? That is called Shikshashtagam. Shiksha means instructions. So this is the great teaching, and this is the essence of all the scriptures. And this is the essence of all the Vedas, and this is the way that one can attain the Supreme Lord, especially in this age of Kali. And in the age of Kali, that the best way, there is no other way. That's the one best way is to chant the holy name. And here in the Shikshashtagam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing that how one has to take the shelter of the holy name. And in these 8 verses, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that we have to first establish a relationship with the Supreme Lord. This is called the Sambandha Gyan. And have you heard about this word, Sambandha? Sambandha means relationship. One has to establish a relationship with the Supreme Lord. And how one has to create a relationship with the Supreme Lord? The first 2 verses of Sri Shikshashtagam reveals that. So everybody please repeat after me and along with me so that we can repeat this one. So this is the first verse Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu compiled. Everybody can raise. Chedo Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavakni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandriga Vidaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandambudivardhanam Pradibadam Purnamrida Swadanam Vatma Snapanam Param Vijayade Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing that in the age of Kali, there is no other way, but there is one way that one has to always chant this holy name of the Supreme Lord. Param Vijayade Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. To the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, the congregational chanting of the Lord's holy name, which cleans the heart of all dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. That Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for the humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing this through this Shashtakam, that one has to, create and establish this relationship with the Krishna Sambandha. How one can create a relationship with the Krishna? How we can establish a relation with the Krishna? Anybody? How one can establish a relationship with the Krishna? Param Vijayade Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. That means one who chants the holy name of Krishna, he is eternally establishing a relationship with the Krishna. And this will eradicate all the impurities of the heart. Chedo Darpana Marjanam. Because of our impurities that we don't have any taste for holy name. Because of our impurities, we don't have any aspiration for the holy name. Even the moment it gets the beat back, we just, I have so many other things to do because of our impurities. So the one has to establish a relationship. How we can establish a relationship? Chanting the holy name. So take this, the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the instructions of Sri Chaitanya. One has to take this very sincerely and seriously in their life. And this is the best way to the path of Krishna conscious. This is the best way to attain the Krishna. So this is the way we can establish the relationship with the Krishna. So tomorrow we have a Shiksha program. So this is what is why Shiksha program. We are establishing a relationship with the Krishna in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then let's take it to the next verse. These two verses are actually revealing the Sambandha Gyan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everybody we can repeat after me. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrarpida Niyamida Smaranena Kalaha Edadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamami Durdaiva Midrisham Mihajani Nananuragaha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that to be very attentively hear this. Oh my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you captured all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by holy name. But I am so unfortunate and I have no attraction to them. So, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established in all energy in this holy name. All we need to do is just touch with this holy name, dear devotees. Then we will see the difference in due course of time. Just by touching the holy name, that one can purify and one can establish a relationship with the Krishna, and there are no hard and fast rules. Everybody can take up this holy name. So this way we establish the relationship with the Krishna. So how many of you are here to be with Krishna all the time? Haribol. So this is the way, dear devotees, and this is the easiest way and easiest path of the devotional practices. So then, next few verses, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals the Sambandha and Abhideya. Abhideya means the process, how to get this, how to approach this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing that few verses, next 3-4 verses, revealing this. There is a, okay, 5 more. Will you finish this? So, in this third verse, you can also repeat after me. Trinada Bisunije Karo Shwana Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind. So dear devotees, we have to, this is the way that we realize that who we are. And when we come to this and by chanting the holy name, when we establish the relationship, that holy name itself purifies us and reveals that what is our constitutional position. The constitutional position of us is nothing but we are servants and part and parcel of the Lord. We are not So much of these material qualities and the name and fame which we are saying, we are not that one. Ultimately, we are eternal spirit soul. So that should be our humble mood. And one should have this understanding. I am none other than the Krishna's eternal servant, Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnara Nityadas. So in that mood of that humble mode, we are none other than the eternal servant and associate and part and parcel of the Krishna. So here in that context, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that one has to be humble in all respect, in all times. Pranadabi Sunijena and Taroriva Saushnan. And we have to tolerate all these odds that which comes to be always tolerate with that. Not to provoke or not to retaliate, not to challenge, not to show off that I am so and so, I will show you what I am. This is our attitude and the nature. So we should not be like that. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that one should be humbler than a blade of grass and tolerant than a tree. Humble than a blade of grass. And what is the grass? Even if you climb on it, we stomp on it. After that, what happens? It comes back again. Like a tree is always tolerant. There's the heat and the cold. So one has to be like that. It is path of conscious so that we can develop the love for the Supreme Lord. And then we should always give respect to everybody. Who are we, first of all? We are showing off that I am so much and so. So we should not. And dear devotees, this is the real path of devotion. And one has to have this understanding. Then only we can come to that pure consciousness of, and we can develop the Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it's not possible. And we should always give the respect to all the people, not only the human being, but each and every living entity in this world. And this is the scripture reveals us. And also, we should not aspire for respect from anybody. Oh, I did something, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So we should not have this kinds of aspire for that. Then also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also revealing to us that what should be our condition. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that even as in the form of a devotee, na danam, everybody again, na danam, na janam, na sundarim, kavidamba jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavadad bhakti rahai tugidoi. The Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing and telling, and himself also lost to everyone and telling that this is the process and this is the way to approach the holy name. That, oh Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful woman, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your closeness, devotional service, birth after death. Dear devotees, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is appeared to establish this principle, this tattva, that life after life, for all I want is nothing but the causeless devotion, the bhakti of the Supreme Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's the recent external appearance is to establish this, that what is the real meaning of bhakti? Bhakti means that unconditional love for the Supreme Lord. There is no demands in terms of bhakti. So fifth one, there are a few more. So everybody again. Ainanda tanuja kingaram padidamam vishame bhavam kribaya tava pada pangaja stidaduli sadrisham vijindaya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. So this is the process, dear devotees. One has to have that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established that everybody is the servant of the servant of the servant of the devotees of the Lord. So we have to have that mood and the understanding of that you are the servitors, they are the devotee servants. We are not that, something master. We are devotees, servant in all respect, in all time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that I am your eternal servitor. Somehow or other, I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me at the atoms of your lotus feet. So this is the mood, this is the process. We have to have this humble mood of that too, in order to chant the holy name. The sixth one, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also revealing that how one should chant the holy name, how one should feel that in this path of bhakti. Nayanam galadasrudaraya Vadanam gadgadaruddhaya gira Mulagair nichidam babukada Tavanama grahane bhavishyadi. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood, that everybody should have this mood. Oh my Lord, when will my eyes decorate with tears of love flowing from constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end? And at the recitation of your name, the devotees, this is the process, this is the mood of that when we approach the holy name. And in any devotional service, we have to have this mood, and this is the process of bhakti. Then the next two is actually get that, come to the prayojana, the result, the ultimate benefit of chanting the holy name. And it says that, and Krishna says that, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, everybody can repeat after me. Yuga idam nimeshena Chakshusha pravarshyaidam Shunyaidam jagat sarvam Govinda virahena me. One should have this always, this mood of that. Krishna is, that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, always having this feel of Vipralamba Bhav. Even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, having this feeling of separation from the Lord. And everybody has to have, and if somebody comes to do something, some little service and says that, oh, I saw the Lord, I am very close to the Lord. No, we should always have this feeling of that, to the humble mood of service and Lord, I am always feeling from the separation. We have to always feel that Lord is not my near. So I have to be that much humble, and that much I have to endeavor to do the devotions because of Lord is not nearby, but I have to catch somehow the Lord. So only by my devotion that I can catch the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu having this feeling that even the 12 years are just passing through. And it says that 12 years, even yugaidam nimeshana, even yugas are kind of passing like nimisha. I am feeling so much of separation from the Lord. So this is the benefit that one has to have, and one has to come to this position. Then the last one. So everybody can repeat this, the last one. Let me conclude this one. Aslishya padaradam pinastumam adarsana marmahadam karoduva yada tadava vidadadhu lambado matprana nadastu sayevana para. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, and this is the benefit, and this is the benefit, the benefactor and the results of all this holy name. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing this. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even. So what is that? One can attain the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna just by taking this holy name, dear devotees, and to establish this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the reason for the external appearance is to establish this. By this chanting the Yuga Dharma, Sankirtana Yajna, one can attain the Krishna with this understanding. I know no one but Krishna. Krishna is my Lord. He shall remain so even. If he handles me roughly or by his embrace, or make me broken-hearted by not being present before me, he is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord unconditionally. Dear devotees, this is the results, this is the prayojana. One can attain the Lord, and one has to have that feeling. And when one has to that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he is my prananath, right? He is my prananath, he is my life and soul. So when one who has established this relationship with the Krishna, when one who follows this path, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing through this Shishtastakam that what is the process and what is the benefit of this one. So we went through this one, Chaitanya Shishtastakam, that there is a sambandha, and how one can establish the relationship with the Krishna? Anybody? How one can establish the relationship with the Krishna? Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, chanting of the holy name. Okay, then what is the process? The Abhideya? What is the process? What is the process? What is how we should do it? Abhideya. How we should chant the holy name. How we should have this process of chanting the holy name. Yeah? Trinadabi sunijena, taroriva saushnuna, amanina manadena kirtini sadagari. We should be always have that feeling of the humbleness and always have the constant association with Krishna and feeling of separation. This is the way that we can always chant the holy name continuously. And what is the benefit? Prayojana? What is the benefit? One can attain the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with that one can develop that such a deep love for the Lord. Such a deep love for the Lord. That is the separation feeling. The Vipralam above is the topmost of all love, loving devotion for the Lord. So one can feel that by how things process. So we have this wonderful opportunity, and tomorrow we are having a Shiksha program. So we would like to, each and every one of you, if you are not chanting the holy name, dear devotees, this is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one who takes this holy name in this moment, and tomorrow also is a day for taking Shiksha vow, that one can completely establish a relationship with the Krishna. And we always know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that one who chants the holy name, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will do? Anybody knows? What one who chants the holy name, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will do? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that he will go personally and serve the devotee. This is the greatness of the holy name, and this is the mercy, this is the complete mercy. And also remember that one who chants the holy name of Krishna, the holy name, and he has the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So don't miss out this opportunity. And don't see that, okay, there is a festival. But the most important aspect is that everybody has to take this holy name, and then we will attain that deep love for the Krishna. Thank you so much for, being here and listening this wonderful Shishashtagam. And thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Shri Shishashtagam ki jai. Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, today we don't have Sunday feast sponsor. If anyone would like to sponsor today's feast, please contact us. We'll straight away go to the dance and then followed by drama. We're already late by 15 minutes. Let's go.
Everyone come this side.
Is anybody going to do Krishna? Krishna? What?
I'm not.
Okay. Who is it?
Who taught the dance? Mataji, you're introducing the dance, right?
Oh, no, you tell.
I don't know about the dance.
It's Sundar Lala Suchi Dilara. Sundar Lala Suchi Dilara. Gaurang Mahaprabhu.
Please enjoy the dance. The name of the dance. Okay. Should I start? They have to open.
It's like I tried. I didn't actually try that, but
Remove their glasses or no?
What's that about their glasses?
she's not.
No, she's getting.
Go outside and see.
Button open करें?
Hey, बाहर जाके बोलो.
जाओ बाहर जाती जल्दी.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. Gaur Purnima celebrations. Tomorrow's Gaur Purnima, but today is the celebration since it's a Sunday and we have more people. So when everybody's attention is here, the curtains are going to open with a beautiful dance, and the dance is by little kids. They're part of the ISKCON Central New Jersey Sunday School, and they're beautiful little girls who will be dancing on a song called Sundara Lala Sachi Dulara. So if we know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother is Sachi Devi, and Sachi Dulara means the beloved son of Sachi Devi. So this dance is about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and hopefully everyone can quiet down, look towards the stage, and the curtains will open soon. Hare Krishna.